Yep, I used the live to take a look, make sure I got everything straight. Do a little stretching. Actually, I saw this on TV, TV, internet, something, where they said, just since you don't get to move much, you need to do some stretching. So, stretch. And unfortunately, instead of seeing my nice muscles, you get to see my old lady flab. Hi, welcome on. I was just talking about doing stretches and stuff while we're standing at our machines. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just stretching a little bit, waiting for everybody to come on. Oh, I could be looking for myself on my Facebook because I keep my tablet up here. I know a lot of you already know that, but I keep my tablet up here so I can see the comments on the tablet. And sometimes what I see on my tablet is better than what I see on the on my actual screen. Well, hello, Miss Janice. Welcome. Glad to see you on. Sorry for that little bit of confusion today about the pictures, but thank you so much for posting them. I am going to get with you because I was actually thinking about doing a series on my site of, some of my favorite quilters, locally, and about having them, display some of their talents, just come in, do a 5 or 10 minute video. Hey, Miss Sheila. Welcome. And so I'm going to kind of try to get that together and see what we can do about that. In the meantime, ta-da! Here is what we are working on today. I'm not sure if you can tell what that is. So I will take that down in a moment and show that to you. But that's what we're going to be working on. There's a lot of little pieces. And hopefully I have figured out a way to do that. This is kind of important. Hang on a sec. Hey, Jack, how's it going? Wonderful. Joe. What? Jack's on the phone. Jack, Ham, come grab the phone. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm still the secretary of the house, so. Here you go, sweetie. Okay. That taken care of. Sorry about that, people. Okay, so what we're working on today is this block behind me. It's got a lot of little pieces. I think I figured out a way to kind of cut a little bit of seconds off the clock trying to get these on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab these colors right here. These are the 2.5 by 4.5 inch strips of the color. The other thing we're going to need the whites. Now, what I did is I went through and went ahead and drew the line from one corner to one corner on all of them. But then after that, I asked everybody to just send me an idea of how they do it. What makes it easier for them? My hands are so dry. I know I have some lotion. Yes, I do. And I probably shouldn't put lotion on while I'm dealing with fabrics, but my hands are so dry right now. I'll just use a little bit. Okay. So I asked everybody to post an idea or a picture, put a comment with it, because although I'm good at puzzles, some pictures I sit there and go, huh? What? I don't get it. But anyways, okay. So Miss Janice sent in one, and Miss Sheila gave me an idea as well. Lord, Miss Sheila, I read yours, but doggone if I remember what the heck it was. I'll stick my little greasy finger on the back here. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. My groups. It's not what I was looking for. I wish that would go to the top, though. Because I probably go into the Managed Sheet Patchworkers one a whole lot faster than I do any of them. Okay, Sue, Faye, Sheila. Well, maybe it's not in there. I don't know. Okay, I'll find it, make sure it gets posted on there. But Miss Sheila had a nice one. I did like hers. I just suddenly can't remember what it was. And then Miss Sheila posted that. Miss Janice sent a picture in, so I've got it right here on my computer. Let me move this out of the way a little bit because I'm going to wind up hitting it. I just know it. So if you can see it, I have this little piece of tape, and on the tape there is a line drawn right through the center of it. Okay, and it lines up with my needle. So basically the idea is that as you're doing the corner to corner, you're going to line that line up with your corner so that you can save yourself the drawing of the line. And I did it on a little scrap piece of fabric, and I thought I did pretty good for my first time. And that was just using the tape on my machine. Okay, so let me get this real quick. Now this one I alternated the hearts, one row up, one row down, one row up. And I kind of like the way that did because it created these little squares here and here. But for my next one, for the one I'm going to do with you guys, I'm going to do all the hearts straight up. Okay? Just because I want to see what it would look like. Originally, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do them all up. But then when I saw them turned, I thought it actually looked kind of cool. Which is kind of how they had it in the pattern that I was borrowing it from. The magazine I borrowed it out of. But I really want to do it with all the hearts straight up. Okay. Oh my goodness, I have all these bags over here. I try to keep my projects with bags so I know exactly where the fabric is for this and that. And it's something I've just started. Normally I just kind of pile everything in piles and then look back later and go, what was that? I don't remember what that was for. Okay. Hey Bella, welcome. Glad you are with us today. Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Miss Sheila just reminded me. It was fold the sides together, press it, and then you're going to sew in the ditch. And I do remember doing that, where you just take it and you fold it. And some people will finger press. I know, I think I saw Miss, what was her name? Jenny. Miss Jenny does it where she just finger presses it. Some people iron it. Anyways, it creates a fold right down the center, and so that is your line to follow, which is actually really good because you can't mess that up, generally speaking. Leave it to me, though. I could probably do it. Okay, so here's what I did. Let me move my little squares out of the way because that's going to come in a minute. So we're going to do this first one together. We're actually going to do them all together, but hey, whatever works. So find your right side. You want your right side up. And again, a lot of these are batik, so I can't tell. So go with the pretty side. Whatever one you think is the pretty side up. I hope I have all these right. Because I was pretty sure. I should only have 9 here. You should have 9. 9 of the color of your jelly roll colors. And I swear there looks like there's more than 9 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I do have more than that. All right, so it's going to take me just a second. Okay, no, I don't need that one. And there's only one of those, so that should be it. Because you want your little pieces to match up with the pieces that you have. So if you have one of these, and you should have a 2.5 by 2.5, and you should have a 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, and it's 1 1/4, not 1 1/2. I did the 1 1/2, and I didn't like the way it turned out. In fact, let me show you my trials. So last night, in my very exhausted state, I did one like this. This one is the one we're going to do today. And I did one like this. And this one is with them being 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. And I really liked this one better because when you do that stitch up here at the top, it's going to create a little bit more of a top for it instead of a point. And I really wanted it to have that more of a rounded look. And I think you accomplish that with this one, as opposed to once you do the 1/4 inch, it's going to be a point at the top. And so I decided we would go ahead and do this one. So that was my trial and error. All right, let's see. Hello, saluda de Tapachula. Hello from, I'm assuming that's hello from Tapachula. I speak about that much Spanish. Believe it or not, I taught Spanish for 5 years and barely can speak a lick of it. Go figure. Okay. So, Diego, welcome. We are happy that you're on with us. This is the SRQ Quilters Sew Along. This is a way for the ladies and gentlemen to stay connected, even though we are all sequestered. Isn't that a good word, sequestered? Some of the other words are getting kind of old. in our homes. And this is a way for us to get out without getting out. Okay. Remember, we're doing right sides up. Have to remind myself as well. So Diego, do you have a Spanish word you can teach us today? Okay. Yeah. So I have 9 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they should match what I have over here off to the side for the little skinny pieces. All right. So here's the important part. If you look at these, on one, I have the fabric to this is the right side, according to what I'm looking at. So this is on the right side. But then if you look at this one's on the right side. What we want to do is we want to make sure that all of these are on the same side. So we're going to stitch on all of the colored pieces in one direction, and then we're going to do all the accent pieces on the other. So pick out which one you want. If you want to follow along with what I have on the wall, it's not on the wall right now. We're going to stitch it on the right side. I had to look. So you're going to line this up so that this piece right here is we're going to start at the middle and stitch down to the lower left corner. And we're going to do them all that way. So go ahead and put each one on there the way you're going to stitch it. You can fix it and adjust it when you get it up to the needle, or you can go ahead and do it now and pin it. Either way is fine. And please don't let me even do any of that pin shaming. I'm a pinner. I love to pin. Hey, Miss Amanda. Welcome. Did you share again? Because my numbers just jumped dramatically. Oh, y'all, I had a not Facebook, but I had a Instagram experience earlier today. A woman was fussing at me about Nicole, and God bless her. You know, I have lived through all of this. I have gone through the whole Nicole thing, the whole Asin thing, and I'm going to tell you what. People feel very affected by this, and God bless them. You know, it's something else. I have had to sit back on a lot of this and deal with the garbage and the things that come through. But I want you to know that her fans are very, very sweet, but they are very concerned. And let me tell you what, I hear about it. When her fans get riled up, I hear about it. So I went around a couple of rounds with a woman on my Instagram about it. And hopefully I wasn't ugly. I try really hard not to be ugly to people when they start getting accusatory, and she was accusing me of some things. And you know, God bless them. They don't know what to think. They get inundated with all the garbage and all the misinformation. And of course, you know, if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? Well, it ain't. So anyways, that was one of the things I was dealing with today. Okay, so we're going to drop this underneath the foot. Let me get a little bit closer just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Hopefully my tablet doesn't get in the way. I know you can't really see it very well, and I am so sorry. I wish I had an actual cameraman. That would be cool if the people from 90 Day Fiance followed me all the way through, but they don't. So what I got here is, I don't know if you can actually see. Okay, so my tip is actually pointing at that line that Miss Janice told me about. So I got my tip on the line. I got my thing under here, and because the edge of the fabric is kind of going up past the foot right here on this corner, it is actually working out really, really great, because now I can start pretty much right at the very beginning and not worry about it sucking it down into my throat, and my throat plate. Speaking of throats, I'm thirsty. All right, let's go ahead and get this first one in here. Now, once again, we're going to chain piece, and I'm going to grab the next one. And remember, we're stitching all of these exactly the same. And if you've already got them lined up, all you have to do is pick them up and shove them underneath that needle. So, anyways, I don't know. You know, I'm in a guild, and I don't know how many people know I've been on TV or haven't been on TV or whatever, because that's, you know, that's a whole nother part of my life. Some days I just wish I could forget it. It was not the most pleasant experience, but you know what? It was an experience, and at least I had that opportunity to go through that. All right. Are you going to be on for a while longer? Oh yeah, Miss Amanda, I have our, you know, I just came on, so we're gonna be at this for a little bit. I usually start at 3:30 Eastern time every day, so that gives some consistency. So if people want to watch, they know that they can just kind of chime in right about that time. And so far, I've been about on time. At first, when I was starting, I was being about 5 minutes late, but now I'm doing much better. And today, I feel so much better than I did the other day. The last couple of days, I kind of felt out of sorts, and I couldn't even explain it. I didn't feel sick. I just, you know, I don't know if I was just exhausted because I've been trying so hard to get mass done and out the door. And I know everybody is. I mean, I'm no different from anybody else. All right, let's see. And I tried really hard to have these ready today. And I did some practicing and stuff on it. And so if anybody has any good tips on how to make this go a little bit faster, please feel free to share it. Again, part of it is just about preparation. If you have everything prepared and ready, you'd be surprised. One thing I did find I had to do with my other fabric that I was using, I had to, sorry. Once again, my eye is watering a little bit, so I want to use a napkin and throw it away. Isn't that what they tell us to do? Use a napkin and throw it away. So I am chain piecing everything down. So one of the things I noticed about my other fabric, and I had mentioned this before, the fabric isn't actually a true 2.5 inch wide, so I've had to go in and trim off just a little bit of it to make it the true. And then when I put it together, the hearts together, it actually went together a lot smoother. And just remember, we're doing the same one. We're the same way. We're starting in the middle and going down to the very corner. But you're always doing the same side, at least on the ones with the color. It doesn't matter which side you start on. Just make sure that you do it consistently for all the sides of the color one. Man, I will tell you what, there is a serious lag time on the Facebook, at least according to my tablet. But then again, remember, my tablet is kind of messed up, so it could very well be my tablet and not the. Anyway, my whites don't look like they're very straight either. But that little line I put on there is really very helpful, which, you know what, that kind of explains that whole laser thing that guy showed us at the expo that we had at our expo. That guy, the Vivilux guy, he had some lasers. This is where I got the my light from, was from him. But I just wasn't sure about the laser, but now I see what a great thing it would be. Let's see. I was trying to see. Oh, here it is. I don't know if you guys have one of these. Mine's a little dusty. I don't know if you guys have one of these, but when you chain piece, one of these things is great. So you just go through and pop that thread. There's just a little itty bitty razor in there, but you just pop that thing on there. Now you can go ahead and get this out of the way. Oh, that is out of the way. Okay. All right. Welcome back, Bella. Glad to have you back. All right, I have one of these. Plus, I also have a needle threader that has one on there. So you can find them pretty much in just about anything, and they're great. That one I love because it's very, very sturdy. You know, it's pretty sturdy, so I like that. And looks like you could change out the blade if you had to. Okay, so the one thing we haven't been doing, which I think would be a good idea, is setting the seams. I know a lot of people do that, and they always do it, whereas not so much. The tape is cheaper than a laser. That is true. You're absolutely right. But at least the laser's on top. At least you can see it. But you're right, that tape is a whole lot cheaper. I think what that cost me, a whole portion of a penny to put that piece of tape down there. Yeah, and that laser was unbelievably expensive. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a quick set because I'm trying to be a good little quilter and do it right. And if you've noticed, my line is disappearing because I'm using that Frisian pen. Love that thing. That Frisian pen just goes right away. Now I know that you can't, there are some instances where when it got washed or something, it came back. So just, you know, be careful on what it works with. It probably wouldn't hurt to, before you throw it in the wash, go ahead and do it, make it disappear, and then throw a small piece of it into the wash with your fabric when you wash your fabric and see what happens. Of course, you know, that's just, my brain is sitting there thinking, yeah, but what if it's the chemicals that are in the fabric before you wash it, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. There's too many variables to sit there and worry about that. Just try it and see what you think. That's my best recommendation to you. Okay. Now you can go ahead and iron this back. And I'll tell you what I did on some of mine with this. I actually left the backing fabric on, the back pieces. I didn't cut them off because when I ironed it, I realized that I had come up just a smidge short, and I didn't want to have to rip them all out to make it work. So I just left them on there. So what you're hoping for is you're hoping that when you fold that over, like yesterday, when you fold it over, it's even. If it's even, trim it up. You know, trim off that little bit of extra. But if it's not, go ahead and leave it on there. And what that'll do, it'll give you that little extra 1/4 of an inch, little smidgen of the inch that you need to be able to make a good 1/4 of an inch seam. But it's up to you. That's just what I did, and it helped me keep my edges a little straighter. Okay, so let me show you what I did, and we are going to be using the clapper today. Again, don't forget, I have these at my Etsy store. Okay, I have 3 of them from my sweet little ladies over at my guild who make them, and I'm selling them for them, so they'll get the money, not me. So we're going to need our clapper today because we're going to be dealing with a lot of bulk with all these little seams, so we're going to need to open up those seams. Okay, so here's what I did. And when I was done, I laid all this out, and then I did them all at one time. So I put mine in the corner. I'll hold this up. I'm going to pin it so you can see it. Otherwise, I wouldn't pin it. I'm terrible. I don't pin things. I just don't. Just like I don't use my blinker. I'm trying to be better about that too. I confessed that yesterday. Okay. And I don't know who that is. And I'm not going to worry about it. So on the right sides, you're going to put these down in the corners. And they should match right up. But it's looking like my white is just slightly whiter than my background fabric, than my jelly roll. All right. So this is what we're looking for. We're going to make like a little triangle right up there at the very top. Almost like we're doing a flying geese, only flying geese, they would overlap, and we don't want them to overlap. So this is what you're looking for. All right. We're going to get both of them down on all the fabrics, and then we're going to come over here and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And I'm going to keep the pins in it just so it stays for now. So if you go in, stitch it, and actually fold it right over. Go out a few extra steps, flip up your thing, and do the other side. And you can chain piece this. I was looking for my scissors. You can chain piece this as well. You can just start with the very next piece. Let's turn it this way so maybe you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, there's a little more light on it now. Okay, and then we're going to iron that out. Alrighty. And this is your first piece. So this is the first half of your heart. So when you sew these together and you sew that top piece on, you're going to have just a little bit of it missing, which is going to kind of help to create that illusion of a curve instead of a point. Okay? All right, that's the gist of what we're doing. So let's get to it. I am going to go ahead and take a moment and lay out all my pieces. First, I'm going to take a drink. I got my cup right here. Is everybody remembering to hydrate? I forget. That's like today. I actually forgot to eat till about 2 o'clock. And then I started getting kind of shaky. I was like, yeah, I should eat. I should eat. So I just had a quick hot dog. No bread. No nothing. Okay. Alrighty. Hey, Susan. Oh my goodness. Welcome, girl. Susan is one of my head tellers I used to work with. She used to boss me around a lot. I think she really enjoyed bossing me around. And her and I, we got along good, didn't we, Susan? Tongue in cheek on that one. But we had a lot of fun, and I just love her family. She has this, she calls her furry niece or nephew. Hey, sweetie, welcome home. Ooh, what kind of fun thing you got over there?
Pretty sure it's another book for Joe.
Oh, darn it. I never get anything.
You ordered anything?
Well, yeah. I'm waiting for something from Amazon. It hadn't come yet, but that's okay. They told me it was going to be sometime in the middle of this month. Anyways. Everybody says hello.
Yo.
Yo. My sweet, sweet daughter. I do miss you, Miss Susan. You're such a sweetie. I miss all those fun times together. You know, I still have that song playing in my head. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I thought that was hilarious. I thought you were kidding. Nope, she was serious. Okay. I'm getting it down there. So I did this, the first set I did, I pretty much did everything individually. When I went back for the second set, I thought there's got to be an easier way to do this. So I definitely had to find a better way to do this. But that was also why I asked everybody to give me their best suggestion on how they do these corner to corner blocks. So do you guys have masks made for all of your family members? I'm just curious because I've been working so diligently on everybody else that I have neglected my own family. In fact, I think only one of my daughters, and that's the one that works in the hospital, I have a mask made for. Bella actually gave me a couple to give to her, which I'm extremely grateful for. Thank you again, Bella, for that. So does anybody else have masks made for their whole family but me?
Yeah.
Ashley's in there laughing at me. She thinks I'm funny. Okay. So let's go ahead and get that sewn down. And I am ready to start. And again, because we're coming at it at an angle, let me turn my light down. Hang on. I just noticed it's up really high. So it's probably blowing you guys out. Probably can't even see it. Okay. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. You can't even see anything then. Okay, we'll turn that back on. Okay. I don't see. So I know, Miss Susan, but you can hang with us today. It's okay. We would love to have some company today. Ooh, got my finger in the way that time. I think when I was doing this earlier, I actually added the square later. I did get my finger in the way. Tap on it. And the corner moved. That's right. I'll work on it later. I'll fix it later. All right. Grab the next one. And I think if you were to pin them, it might actually work a little better too. I didn't. Like I said, I added mine later. I think I just folded that corner over. Yeah, it's okay. And I eyes watering, so I can't even see straight now. See, I made one for all the family who wanted one. This is my mask day. I've decided every other day is for me. There you go. You rock it, Miss Sheila. I'm not going to look at your name on there because you always mess me up with that. All right, let me turn this just a little bit. So, Miss Susan, does anybody in your family sew or quilt or anything like that? I certainly don't remember that. Ooh, I popped that thread. How did I do that? All right, let me rethread my machine. I did that earlier today and I couldn't figure out how I did that. I made an adjustment when I was stitching to try not to do that again, but I did it anyways. I always have to snip the end of the thread, and now I'm going to need my glasses because I can't see a thing without them. So if anybody is interested in that class we have coming up on the 22nd, let me know and I can send you the link to get you into the registration. And it's just the registration. It's not like you're committed yet. It's not committed until I send you the invoice and you pay for it. Then you're committed. But I think it'll be a fun time, and we're gonna have Jerry here, and we're going to christen her in the world of online classes. Aren't you just anxious to know what Miss Jerry would say when she was live and trying to keep up the conversation? I would. I think it'd be fun. Okay. Because I know I give off a lot of information when we're chit-chatting back and forth like this. Okay, how's it coming? Everybody getting it done? And just because something works for me doesn't mean it'll work for you, or that you'll even like doing it. So, find what works for you. Kind of take what you need and toss out what you don't. Don't worry about it. You won't hurt my feelings. Everything doesn't have to be done my way. Of course, don't tell my kids I said that. Because as far as they're concerned, it's my way or the highway. And you kind of get a pattern, you get a little motion going on here, a pattern where things just kind of go smoothly until, of course, you pop your thread, and then you're like, ah, grr. And I think marking it on the top helps also to alleviate that thing, like whether or not you have the top or the bottom. Then okay, well, this must be the top because that's where I put the mark. And Mrs. Janice's little piece of tape there, it really is nice because I am definitely being able to line this up a whole lot faster. And there goes my dog. Go. She moves very slow these days. Very slow. Alright, last one done. Alright. Get my needle up there. There we go. Must have that bra on today. The one that always slides off. Everybody's got one. I try to weed them out, but, occasionally you just wind up with them. Alright, so let's go ahead and snip those. Either use your scissors, or if you have one of these, what are they called? The cutting gizmo. If you have a cutting gizmo, use that one. And like I said, I also have the one that's on the needle threader, but I hardly ever use that one. All right, now you have a choice. You can go ahead and work on these, you know, ironing them, cutting them, trimming them down, making sure they match and fit. And yes, I've got my tension's a little tight, which is causing the causing it to pucker a little bit. So I'm just kind of giving it a little tug. Not on the thread, because I did that earlier and popped my thread and had to go back and resew it. But if you just kind of grab on the outside, give it a little tug, it'll kind of pull that tension out a little bit. Or you could do the right thing and just loosen up the thread on the tension on your machine. But that would be just too easy. I never do anything easy. Bra, what bra? Bella says, what bra? So I know what that means. She's so funny. I love Bella. I just love her. Anyways, let's see. My mama did. So Susan says, my mama did. I love a pretty quilt. I have one for my bed. Ugh. I wish I had a quilt on every bed in my house, and I should, but I don't, because usually by the time I'm done, I've made it for someone, and out the door it goes. In fact, half the time before I can get it to the show and tell at the guild, it's out the door. So I don't get to do that a whole lot. All right. So a good thing to do is just kind of check it and see how you did. I actually did much better on this batch than I did on my previous batch. They actually line up pretty good. Whoa, yay! Pat myself on the back because I got one right. And if you think I do everything perfect, you are definitely on the wrong channel, because I am not perfect. Not when it comes to sewing and not when it comes to mothering. And I'm working on being a perfect grandma, because those are easier, because you can, you know, buy things for them, give it to them, and send them home. When they start crying and whining, hey, Nicole, you need to come and pick up the baby. She's ready to come home. See, that's how you be a perfect grandma. Okay, so they look like they're going to be fine. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move on to my white ones, and I'll come back and iron all of them at once. So, oh, uh-oh. Guys, I missed one. Hang on. You probably saw that, didn't you? You saw I missed one. Ah, get on there. That one goes there, and that one goes there. See, now that white one's a little bit wide. What the heck did I do to that? Which means when I go to stitch this down, it's not going to be right, so we'll just move it over a little bit. We're going to fudge it just a little. Okay. Turn it around. Alrighty. Miss Janice, I really like that tape thing. You know what? The more I use it, the more I like it. Alright, let's straighten this out here. We're going to throw those on here. So I know. I am so excited for Taylor too. I'm excited for me. I'm finally getting more than one grandchild. There for a little while I was worried I wasn't going to have any grandchildren. And I got 5 kids and I can't seem to get a grandchild out of any of them. Of course, I would prefer they were married first. That's kind of my thing. So, you know what? Hold on just a second. I just realized my light's in the wrong place. I'm going to go get that. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's better. At least now I don't have some of those huge shadows. There's still a couple shadows, but that's okay. I can live with that. Alrighty. Let's move on to the light ones. What we got there? It's so fun for you. I know. I can't wait. Spool time. Where's my white ones at? There they are. Alright, so let me just check and make sure I got all 9 here. 5, 6. Yep, all 9. Looks good. Now I gotta find the top and the bottom top. I think I got it figured out because the top actually has just a little bit more of a sheen. Even though I can't really see the design, there's a little more of a sheen on the fabric. And these look like they need to be ironed. Probably going to regret it if I don't iron these, but shh, don't tell anybody I'm not going to iron them. Alrighty. Yeah, Nicole is still stuck in Morocco, and it was actually, you know, she called and talked to us and asked us what we thought, and she told us her concerns about, you know, coming back right away, with all the people that were coming back, and so she and I and Joe decided that it was probably best for her if she just, you know, stays there. She felt like she was safe, and so that was the whole gist of it, was just making sure that she felt safe where she was at. And I feel like I have another hair under my shirt. What the heck? Yeah. Oh, maybe it's just that thread. Who knows? Okay. That does not look like the right side, but it is. Okay. All right. So on this one, when we stitched it down, we stitched from the right side down to the bottom left. On this one, we're going to do from the right down to the bottom, or from the left to the bottom right. So let's go ahead and get all of those on there. And then I still have all my other pieces set out. Okay. My line just about disappeared on that one. That was the one thing I was worried about with the dark fabrics. I haven't found a light pen that works very good. Now I know you can use a piece of soap. I've done that before, just a little sliver of soap that's left over in the dish. So I have saved a couple like that, but right now, okay, that one doesn't have one. Must be because it got lost. See, yep. I'm gonna just make a quick nap. We'll do that one with the tape and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so no, Bella, thank you, Bella. Yes, I should iron, but I'm not gonna. I'm too far along. Okay, and yes, May is with me. She still had school, so Nicole wanted her to stay with school, and it was just supposed to be a quick trip. She was going to Morocco to visit with him. She had a ticket that was going to expire soon. From when they had to cancel the last trip that she was going over to visit. So she had a year to use a ticket, and it had been a year. So she decided to go ahead and use it up, take a vacation, and go visit with him. And that was just as COVID started. And then by the time she got over there, it was within a few days, it was rocking pretty hard and heavy with the COVID thing. So that was the discussion, is she was going to stay there and just kind of wait it out. And that way she didn't have to get on a plane with a bunch of people who were coming back possibly infected with COVID. So let's just hope that doesn't backfire. But she's doing well. She's enjoying as much as she can. Spending time with Asin, and she speaks with May every day through not Skype. I don't think she uses Skype, but she speaks with him every day. Speaks with her every day. Sometimes it's May who's like, oh, I don't want to talk on the phone right now, and she'll just hang up on her. And sometimes she'll have a full-blown hour conversation. So I guess you could just say she's a typical kid. If she's watching TV or doing something else, she'll do that instead. Right now she's having fun in the pool, hanging out with Grandpa in the pool. To make her a couple of masks and send them to her so she can... You know, that's a really good idea. You know the problem? We sent something to Morocco when she first went over there for a couple of months. Actually, it was about 3 months. And she actually never got the package. It never arrived. Even to this day, that package has never arrived. Some of them get held up in customs, and, you know, the tracking that we put on it, pretty much that's where it went. It went to customs, and that's where it stayed. And it was like dry goods stuff. Like, I think we sent her a couple boxes of cereal, some Pop-Tarts, things like that. Things that, you know, she was accustomed to here, that she couldn't get to there. I think we even put in a couple of cans of Campbell's cream of chicken soup and that kind of thing because, you know, she doesn't know how to make cream, the actual cream. She's so used to doing everything, you know, from the pantry like that. So, you know, we just sent a few things to her and it never made it. Never made it. So I'm hesitant on mailing anything because we could send it and it may never make it. And when it does, it takes about a month. And I don't even know what overnight looks like. Because I don't know that we could afford it. I mean, just sending that light box of cereal and stuff was like $80 or $90. But yeah, I probably should send her some masks. Just try it. See if it makes it over there. And you know, the whole addressing thing is a whole lot different than it is here. So I'm not even sure how that would work. You know, they have to have an address. I mean, how do they keep track of people like they do here? Okay. All right. This is actually going a lot faster than it did for me last night. Of course, I was in a, you know what, is that a good word, fugue? I was in a fugue state. I was definitely not at my peak performance last night or the last couple of days. I do feel better today. I got more sleep. I was able to sleep. I didn't stay up late, even though I was wide awake. So that explains anything. I do miss her. I miss her a lot. And I know May does too, but she's having a good time. And like I said, she gets to talk to her every day, so it's not so bad. So Miss Susan, are you still working from home, or are you back in the office now? Those stitches do actually look a lot better than they did. All right, now we're going to go back and we're going to add in all the other little pieces. This is going to be so cute. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to match up. Make sure you have your colors. You can mix it up. There's nothing that says you have to make them all match. It's just, you know, I'm kind of matchy-matchy kind of thing. So you do it however you want to. So we're going to put this right here and right here. And probably if I pinned it, it would probably go a lot faster. It would probably even go faster. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and do what you know is right. I hate pinning. I hate pinning almost as much as I hate going to a dentist. Is that music too loud? Is it okay? Everybody can hear me fine? I just decided it would be nice to have a little bit of background music. You know, it's just something that's on the TV. Working at home, 7 to 3:30. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm working from home too. It's working out really well. Actually, you know, I put out there that if anybody needed anything, fabric or whatever, you could order it online, order it, you know, through my Facebook. Let me know what you needed, and I would deliver it. And believe it or not, I've actually gotten some orders that way. I mean, some people have had a couple things they would like to have, and so thank you so much for keeping food in my mouth. I so appreciate it. So I have added a new fabric. What do you think? They're just little itty bitty feathers. Can you see them? Or is it too close? I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't want to get. No. Anyways, it's really cute. I added it. I added the color. Remember we talked yesterday about being able to adding in another color. Just kind of add it in gradually. Don't go crazy with it, and then keep adding more as you go. At least that's how I like to do it, and it seems to work out okay. I think the last one I did was good. Not too loud, nice. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, Miss Susan. I appreciate it. Alrighty. How are we doing on time, somebody? We try to go till about 4:30, but I know that sometimes it goes a little long. Like yesterday, it was like 1 hour and 40 minutes instead of an hour. And if you've got nothing else to do, you know, hang out with me. If you do, please don't feel like you have to stay on. If you miss something, you can always watch it afterwards, because I do post them online, and I don't charge for anything like that. Uh-oh. That's right. That's right. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Y'all, I am sometimes just not there. I pinned that to the wrong one. I was sitting there looking at it thinking, wait a minute, what's going on here? I know you were thinking she'll catch it. She'll figure it out. Fugue state is a very good way to describe it. Thank you. Yeah, that is definitely how I felt the last 3 days. I made like 3 mistakes in my sewing. And even that's after even working out the issues. I made like 3 mistakes. And then one of them was like right online. I mean, just blam. Everybody could see it. It's like, yeah, Robin can't do this. She's completely lost it. But thankfully, you guys don't mind listening to me rattle on about much of nothing. Yeah, I really appreciate the extra orders and stuff. And like I said, if you wanna see some of the fabrics and stuff, if there's a color you want, you're just not sure about it, you like what it looks like online, or from the camera view, I can always send you just a little sample so you can see it. It takes a few days to kind of work that part out, but at least it gives you a chance to see it. You don't have to leave your home. I'll just mail it right to you, and you can kind of enjoy the colors and just let me know if you like it. I'll cut you some. You pay the bill online, and bam, off in the mail it goes. Or I can drop it right at your doorstep. You pay for it right online. I'll either do it through bill pay or through PayPal or through QuickBooks Online Pay. Either one works for me. And I know right now a lot of people are kind of hanging on to their dollars. I don't blame you. I mean, they say this is no time to make huge purchases, but if you think about it, sometimes it's the best time to make a huge purchase if you can do it. Because people want to move stuff, so they're willing to give you a little better deal on it. Unless it's toilet paper, and then you're going to pay through the nose for it. All right, I've got all mine pinned down. So let's come on back over here. We're going to do a quick zip right through there. And I'm going to take another drink of my water because I'm still thirsty. I know you're probably thinking you don't need to narrate everything, but it just kind of keeps the conversation moving. Okay, I will say the pinning has kind of helped. Shh, don't tell anybody. I will deny it with my last breath. That looks crooked. I like it crooked. Ha! A reason to not pin. It wound up pinning it down crooked. It did. It wasn't me. Not so much. Okay. See, looky there. We sat there and figured something out together. Figured out I don't like to pin it, but I should pin. I don't like to iron, but I should iron. Man, I can't believe how smooth this is going. Hope you guys are trying this. It's like awesome. And I realize I'm probably not the first person to think of this, but you know, sometimes you just gotta feel good about something you did, even if you're not the first. So I thought about coming on with a glass of wine, but about 30 minutes into this, I'd be really loopy and sitting there going, ah, and giggling a lot. Ask Bella, she knows. Actually, I think Miss Susan and I have had a glass or two together at some point. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. I don't know what that was, but that was kind of scary. Okay. And yes, I did run over my pins. Shh, don't tell anybody I did that. Okay. Scissors. Alrighty, let's come on back over here. We're going to get rid of the pins now. How are we doing on time? Oh my gosh, it's already 4:30. Listen, I promise tomorrow's block will be simpler. It will be simple, but it's still going to be special. I got something special planned. You're going to think, oh, I know that block. And you're right, you do know that block. But we're going to dress it up a little bit. We're going to have some fun with it. So make sure you're here tomorrow at 3:30. If you can hang with me, you know, all the way to the end of this, go right ahead. If you can't, don't worry, I won't feel bad. I know we've got things we got to do. Like after I'm done with this, I have to make dinner because I like making dinner. I have tried to change it up every once in a while. We had shrimp and grits one night. Tonight we're having spaghetti, pretty simple. Spaghetti with, pulled out some meat for meat sauce and meatballs. So we'll have that. We had stuffed chicken the night before that. And, you know, I just try some different stuff. I'm not Susie Homemaker. I'm not someone that likes to do a whole lot of specialized cooking, but, you know, it's kind of fun. All right, so let's get the iron over here, get it running while I'm working on this, and get rid of that pin because I don't know what that's doing there. It's from earlier today, I think. And again, if you feel like you've got it just right, then you can go ahead and cut this little piece off at the back. But if you find that it's not matching up just quite right, gosh, I can't even get this thing to come in. If you find it's not matching up just right, leave it on. Go ahead and leave it on there and use that to help create that 1/4 inch seam. It does create a little bit of bulk in the fabric, but I think it's better to do that than to wind up having your edge misaligned, because then you'll try to line it up with the wrong side and then suddenly your whole pattern is off. Alrighty. This one is a little closer. See? This is why I hate ironing. I always get the corners. They get caught in the holes in the iron. That drives me crazy. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's looking pretty. That one looks pretty good. That one looks like I probably might have got it all the way in there. Maybe. I'm still catching it on the... Okay. And this one is really off. I did not hit that one well. And again, you'll kind of get into a pattern of the easiest way to iron this. Whatever works, I say go for it. You see me, I'm terrible at it. I get my corners curled up. Spritz here and there. I know, stop moving the iron around in it. I'd have better luck with that. Hey Lonnie, welcome. Welcome to the mystery, jelly roll mystery sew-along that we're doing. This doesn't cost anything. I'm about six, this is the 6th session. I keep wanting to call them lessons, but it's actually just sessions. Because it's not really a class, but it kind of is a class. But it's just a sew-along. So if you don't want to do it, you can always just listen to the chit-chat and maybe ask some questions about sewing or whatever, and see if it's something that you're interested in. Or maybe you just have questions, or you would like to know what to make for dinner tonight. You'd be surprised at what some of the people have to offer. And right now we're just ironing down all of our little pieces. Now you can do this ahead of time. I mean, you know, do one set, iron it, do another set, iron it. But I wanted to get all the sewing out of the way. And probably what I need to do is go ahead and put another one together just so you can see it. I mean, put the hearts together so you can see it. Okay, now we are on to the other side. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is find the other half. What I did with the last one is once I got all the hearts together, then I laid them out and decided which ones looked best together. Done, done, done. Hey, Miss Sheila, you had to drop out for a minute? Sometimes you just have to get out and then get back in again. I know when I do the, when I watch the online auctions, my friend Donna is at Sun and Moon Auctions, which, by the way, what do you think of my necklace? I got that from Sun, Moon, and Auctions. Sun and Moon Auctions, online auctions. They have the coolest stuff. And if you're looking to invest in like gold and silver, there's lots of silver, and you can usually get it for a really good price. And she's so knowledgeable. I just love that my friend does this, because I just cannot believe the amount of knowledge that girl has piled up in that brain of hers. Okay. Miss Sheila says, I'm watching, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. It said that you were watching, so I assumed that it just meant that you jumped out and had to come back on again. So what is your, well, thank you, Miss Susan. I'm glad you're fascinated. I'm fascinated too, because sometimes I look at this stuff and I'm like, what the heck? This stuff is gorgeous. I love playing with fabric. That's why this COVID thing is hitting me so hard, because, you know, you can't play with the fabric, you can't touch it and stuff like that. And I love to touch fabric. I love to touch it. I love to feel it. I know on Joy FM they talk about fingering the ivories, and basically what that means is playing the piano. And that's kind of how I feel about fabric. I feel like I'm fingering the fabric. I love touching fabric. Especially some of that premium stuff they have out. Oh, that stuff is so smooth. I love it. It's just so, it feels so good. You know, it's got that great texture to it. Can you guys hear my dog? She got her treat and she's underneath the table, like crunching away on it. Yeah, that's her, and that's not me. All right, last one. Last one. Then we're going to pick out two colors and we're going to put them together, and we're going to take a look at our little hearts and see what we got. Now, if you're ahead of me already, go ahead. Don't worry about it. I think you guys know what we're trying to accomplish today. So I'm going to take two colors. Actually, this part is the easy part, because you're going to match up your, and again, you don't have to. These do not need to match. You can do it any combination you want to, but the way I'm doing it is I'm taking the like fabric. So this fabric right here is going to be my corners on this one. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to put these together. And you should be able to just put the corners together and it should work out. Tongue in cheek on that one. And I'm going to find my pins and I'm going to go ahead and pin them together because this is the one time I did pin it. Trying to match up my seams. And if you're not sure, what I did is I pinned it on the top. I saw where it matched the seam and then I flipped it over to see if it matched the seam on the back. And that one pretty much does. Now, if you look at it, you can tell that it's not necessarily straight. So that's what I'm using. I'm trying to make sure that my seams are matching up. That's my big thing. Get the seams to match up.
Hey, I'm talking to you. Hold on.
So funny, she wants food. So she's at Ashley's door whining. Food, food, feed me. She's like this clock. She knows exactly what time it is. So when she's hungry, it's at 5 o'clock and that's because that's her feeding time. I got a little bit of play on that one. That's okay. It worked out the last time. Just stretched right out there. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, and then we're going to go. Let's go ahead and put these out here. There it is. And then that one goes with that one. And theoretically, you should be able to lay them down, pin them together, and they should be right. I found that does not work for me. Yes, Ashley is with us. She's been living with us ever since he left for, oh my gosh, where was he at? Turkey? Something like that. But yeah, she is currently living with us. You know, I don't know if any of you have children living with you, but it's been great. I love having Ashley here. You don't even know she's here half the time. And then there's times when we get to go and hang out together and do fun things. And, you know, I love that part. She's just so easy to get along with. She's that kid that you guys wish you had. Yes. Somewhat of a full house. We still have a couple of bedrooms open. Now right now May stays in the other bedroom. That's hers. But we still have a bedroom open. So if family or whatever comes down, you know, we can usually accommodate. We try to have a very, very open door policy with the kids. All the kids. His kids, my kids, our kids, whatever. All right. How's that pinning coming? Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask? Because we have sewers and quilters on the line, so to speak. And if you have questions or problems that you need to have somebody solve, they are the perfect people to talk to. And I know I keep looking that one over because I feel like I'm not getting it in there just right. Like I said, theoretically, you should be able to just put it down and it should match up. I find for mine that's not always true. I'm always fudging something. He's a God who stays. Oh, I don't know if you guys know this, and you probably don't, but Miss Susan has acted in theater. And I have seen some pictures. I never got to see her actually act, which it's my bad. I wish I did, but by the time we met up, she wasn't doing that much anymore. But from what I understand, she was very, very good at it. Isn't that right, Miss Susan? And I do wish I had gotten a chance to see you in... Well, that's not true, because you did some acting for our mystery thing that you did for Regions, which you were the best one out there, by the way. That was a lot of fun. You know, I still have that picture somewhere. I think I took it with me when I left. It was from the 20s. Let's see, it was done from the Roaring 20s, and it was like a murder mystery thing. And she was one of the lead parts in that little murder mystery thing. It was so much fun. It was hilarious. I had a black hairdo that was cut to like here. It's just a wig, but it was so neat. Everybody kept looking at me like, "Is that you? Is that Robin?" And I made my dress for the night. And of course, we all got our pictures taken together. Of course, that was like a team, and like 2 or 3 teams later, they found those pictures and they're like, "Who's that?" People that are no longer here anymore. Okay, last one. And then we're gonna chain piece the whole thing together. Keep your fingers crossed. Kind of like when I was a teller, you know, you'd count your drawer and you would just keep your fingers crossed and hold your breath until you hit the button to see if it all balanced out. And then when it did, you went, and when it didn't, you went, "Where's the money?" Usually it was an amount that you put in wrong, so. All right, let me get this out of the way so I can turn my, just need to put it over here. There, I put it over there. All right, so we have got everything pinned down. Put our little penny thing back. And then we're gonna start chain piecing them in. And this is not the right foot for that. It was the right foot for what I was doing, but it is not the right foot now. Now I need my 1/4 of an inch because we're going to stitch that down at a 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to do it on the inside. Remember, we're making a heart, so we want it to be, so the side that we're going to sew together is the inside piece. Okay? Let me get it close just so you can see. So this is the side we're going to do. Okay? Just in case I still have some new beginners, some new people out there who've never done this. And I am leaving mine on, just because one, I'm trying to cut down on a little bit of time here. And the other is my seams are not always perfect. I know. Robin doesn't have perfect seams. Oh my gosh. It's okay. I'll survive. Why don't you don't tell anybody? Don't tell anybody about that, okay? You gotta keep it just between us. See, I'm even removing my pins. And let's see if I can get my foot off the pedal. One of the things I noticed when I was stitching earlier was that the top of my block, the seam was great, but then by the time I got down to the bottom of the block, it was off just a little bit. So I'm trying to make sure that I make this as even as possible. I mean, you can kind of fix anything. You can fudge anything when it comes to, well, almost anything, when it comes to piecing and such. But, you know, if you learn how to do it properly the first time, or how to do it right the first time, then you don't have to keep fudging. But since pretty much most of my stitching life was self-taught, I am at this point trying to work out the bad habits I picked up. And fortunately, I have a great bunch of ladies who I work with in the guild, and just the amount that I have learned from them has been off the charts. If you guys ever have an opportunity to get into a guild, or even create one, where you can get other people with like-minded things together, you should do it. And be willing to share. You know, that's what makes it so much fun, is because you share. Okay. Where's that nickel? Are we talking about Nicole? You have your pictures? That was fun. Okay. So Susan says that she has pictures, and it was so fun. Where's that nickel? Are we talking about Nicole? Telling Janice is watching. Yeah, I'd write myself out all the time. That's okay. We're allowed to do that. As long as you're telling on yourself. Don't tell on somebody else, then it's gossip. So I was just thinking, my brain was thinking about that glass of wine, and I was just thinking, ladies, what do you think about doing like a midnight sewing, online sewing? And we can do like pajamas, and we'll make it a private group though. So you'd have to let me know who wants to be there, and I'll invite you in. But maybe like a private midnight sewing kind of thing, and we'll have our little glasses of wine and just chit chat. We could even do it on a Zoom. I don't know. Have you guys ever done Zoom? My husband has it. They use it for meetings when they can't get everybody together in one place, because for whatever reason people just can't always make it. In fact, some of the stuff he does, the guys are like international, so they're all over the place. That's for the Gideons. So he has to get together with them on Zoom, but that way everybody can see each other. I don't know. Do I want people to see me in my pajamas? That could be really scary. No balancing. Oh, yeah. Where's that nickel? Oh, my gosh. That's right. I forgot about that. You and I went one time and just spent probably about a half an hour looking for a stinking nickel in it. And really, I think if I remember correctly, it was just that it was inputted wrong in there. Oh, I remember that. I'm sorry, nickel. I thought you were talking about Nicole, because sometimes we call her Nickel. Oh, yeah. Brenda, oh yes, that would be fun. Yeah, all right, Brenda, you go, girl. I got one vote for ya. Okay, so guys, so here's where we need the clapper. Again, I can't stress this enough. I love this thing. They are wonderful. If you don't have one, I know that in the shops they cost a ton, but these ladies have put these together for us. And like I said, I do have one. I have yet to find it. Of course, I haven't really searched for it, but they are great for working these seams. So let me, and it's in my Etsy store, which there's not much in my Etsy store right now, but there are 3 of these in my Etsy store. So if you need one, please feel free to purchase it through my Etsy. The money does not go to me. It'll go to my ladies who so willingly have put these together. I want to make sure that I do a little something for them because they are so good to me. So if you need one, and I strongly recommend it. And I know there's a trick to it, but that's how I do it. In fact, I have been able to just go right down the seam and it'll open right up for me, which is probably why they recommend them. But and it makes that inside so crisp. Look at that. Does that look great or what? And I'm not talking about the block. I'm talking about the seam. I just love these clappers. Clappers or pressing bar. I think in my Etsy shop, which it's SRQ Quilter. If you're looking for the SRQ Quilters, might have an S on the end of it. My husband and I went back and forth about whether it was going to be SRQ Quilter or Quilters, and he said since I'm really trying to appeal to an audience, I should make it plural. So I did. But I will say, when I finally get my website up and running, which hopefully that'll be soon, I actually purchased both www.srqquilter.com and srqquilters.com. That way, if you clicked on one, you would get either one. It would take you to the same place. So that's my website, but it doesn't work that way for Etsy, I don't think. So just SRQ Quilter or Quilters, I'm not sure. I'll have to look. Isn't that terrible? I can't even remember my own Etsy shop. Bella says, yep, she's in. So I will find a good midnight time for all of us. I will try to send you a link so you can download the Zoom. And that way we can see each other. On the Zoom, we can see each other. And I am not selling Zoom. I have nothing to do with them financially or otherwise. It's just I know my husband uses that app and the schools have used that app as well. And so if that works for them, I figure it'll work for us too. But we'll get that together and get some sewing done, have some fun, chit-chatting, talking, drinking some wine. And then maybe when this is all over, we can have a little ladies retreat with us, just us that have been on this the whole time. And not just the whole time, but those of us who've been on it. And maybe just have a little ladies retreat together. Of course, if we have wine, we can't do it out at the retreat because they don't allow alcohol on the property. Except that little room thing, you know, where is that thing where they say, you know, what they don't know? I ain't saying nothing. That's it. Okay, so anyways, that sounds like that would be fun. Or we could even do something at my house, like late night sewing at my house. I got a pool. I know we can't sew in the pool, but we could like hang out in the pool. Kick the husband out, kick the kid out. She's no kid anymore these days. But she doesn't drink either, so she wouldn't be any fun. I'll flip this over on this side. Because I probably have enough room for 8 people if you don't mind sleeping together. I mean, sleep in the same room. That didn't come out right, sorry. Yikes. Oops. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lay out our beautiful hearts because now we've got them all done. Wow, these really look cute. I like this. You know, I have enjoyed doing 2 patterns at one time because it really does give me a different view of what things can look like. Let's see. Now, if I only had 3 colors, then I could arrange this so that it's like that, put them in a kind of a, you know, an angle. But since I do have more than 3 colors now, I can just play around till I get what I like. Well, see, now we ran into a problem. Let's put that there, put that there. Put this one. Nope, can't put that there. Let's see. Nope, not there either. Not there. Here? Oh, that's better. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so once you get your hearts laid out in your line, we can do just like we did yesterday. Start on the left, put these 2 together, and then chain piece these 2, and then these 2, and then when you cut them apart, lay them back out again. If you're not sure about how you laid it out, no matter how big or how small it is, take a picture of it. You'd be surprised what you can accomplish when you have it right there in your pictures on your phone. I don't drink, it makes me sick, literally. Can I still come? Oh, of course you can, Miss Sheila. You absolutely can come. We'll have all kinds of things here. We'll have juice and we'll have grape stuff. And you know that bubbly grape stuff that my kids love that stuff at Thanksgiving. Of course, they're not kids anymore, but believe it or not, they still like to have it here. But they like the bubbly grape stuff, not the wine one, not the sparkling wine, but this is just the sparkling grape juice. They love that stuff, you know. And we'll have some snacks, pizza rolls. Just kidding, it's a kid thing. All right, so let's pin these together. And again, you're still going to want to work on that, trying to keep those seams together because that's what's going to make this work. Okay, unfortunately, this one came right together. Yay! Kind of like that moment. Now the problem is because I've got so many layers of fabric here, this is where things are going to start getting kind of thick. So you either work with it or you get rid of it. So if you feel comfortable with it now, you can always cut that extra off. But I'm going to keep on going because I'm on a roll here. My dog just walked underneath the table. Man, that's a lot of fabric together there. I don't know. I may have to trim it down. I don't know, because that's like 6 or 7 layers of fabric there. These are matching up so nicely too. I could probably get away with that. Wrong one. No. My husband showed me a beach towel. I think I'd lost a beach towel. I took a trip to Maui, like first ever trip to Maui years ago, and I got a beach towel, and I'd been hanging on to that thing. I mean, just hanging on to it. And as it turns out, it went missing, and I still have yet to find it. I'm hoping that maybe behind a bed or something like that, even though we've pretty much stripped and made every bed in this house at least 5 times. It's in there, but so far it hasn't turned up. But I'm hoping. I really am hoping. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these stitched down. We're going to put this one first since it's the top, and remember to keep your order. Sorry. Come join me. Okay. I need my little pin cushion. Okay, so again, it would have been a good idea to take off the extra bulk of fabric, but I'm going to leave it on for right now and try not to cringe too much when I try to iron that open. Okay, last one. It's looking good. Yeah, when I was doing the first hearts, I didn't get all the seams together. The seams did not line up as well as they did with this one, which really, really surprises me. And I guess we'll figure it out as soon as I get done here. All right. So this is my top one. This is my second one, and this is my bottom one. Now we're going to put the second one, the next piece on. And then the next piece, and then the next piece. Some more pinning. Guys, we are almost done with this one. And then that's one more block accomplished. Wow, I cannot believe these are actually lining up. This so surprises me. I don't know who that is. But Joe probably does. But yeah, there's a lot of fabric in that. Okay, so that's the top one. Now what I did was when I got down to this point, I just, I actually turned the fabric a lot, trying to decide which way I wanted to go. If I was going to keep it the way it was, or if I was going to turn it upside down. And eventually I decided I wanted to turn it upside down, and it turned out to be pretty good. I like it. But again, my seams were not dead on accurate. I wish they were. These are actually turning out to be really, really good. Might have been because I pinned it. Don't tell anybody. All right, I know I'll regret later not putting the, not cutting off that extra fabric, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Okay, so they're in order. This is the first row, the second row, and the third row. And again, I'm not committed to that. I can change it once I get on the sewing machine, or after I get done with the sewing machine. All right, so let's do this one. And again, we're gonna be doing some chain piecing, trying to keep these seams together. And I love chain piecing. And that just make things so much easier. Yes, dear?
This is from the insurance company. It's the last call of the day. Cincinnati Insurance. And we wanted to talk to you just quickly. Are you about finished? You've been on it for an hour and a half.
I know. This one's going a little long. Can I call him right back? I still have about 10 more minutes.
You want to go home? Is that what you were saying?
Tell him I'm sorry.
You had it for the day.
All right, let's get the pins out of there. Number 2 and number 3. All righty. Okay, so here is where we would do one more instance where we would use, sorry. So here's where we would use one more instance where we're going to use the clapper to open up those seams. So let's bring this back over here. And again, my seams are actually a lot thicker than your seams are going to be because you probably cut yours apart, whereas I did not. But because of that, I really do need to open up the seams because, again, it's going to be a lot of bulk. Oh my gosh, this one is going to be so pretty. I can't wait to see it when it's up here. There's so much here I can't even get my fingers in between it. And then, where did I miss one? One, two, yep, just two. Okay, so that's the top one. And then the one that was on the wall that I actually have laying on the table over here, I flipped them upside down, one of them, but I'm not going to do that for this one. This one I'm going to leave it the way it is because I have an opportunity to see what both would look like. So the one that's going in the baby quilt is the one that's going to be flipped upside down, which is going to be cool. And in the quilt that I borrowed it from and then modified it for a jelly roll, that one they had them flipped upside down. So right side up and upside down. Hey, Angelina. How are you doing? I keep seeing you posting online. How's that baby bump going? Don't tell me I'm really far behind and you already had that baby. This must be Regions Day. All right, so the last thing we have to do is just connect them. That's 2 more seams, and then we can count this one finished. And again, I would pin down. This is me talking, okay? So I'm serious. If I say pin it, it probably need to pin it. But pin down each one of these seams. You want to make sure you're getting it right on there. And I would say go into the seam, but it's so thick. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to pin on the other side of it, just to keep it from sliding. But there's just too much fabric, which is my bad, because if I had cut away some of that fabric ahead of time, I wouldn't have to worry about it. I guess May's out of the pool now. My Maisie. Maisie's out of the pool. Since before 3:30, that's for sure. She climbed in before 3:30 because she was on there when I started the stitchy thing. That looks right. Okay. So let's bring this over here. We are almost done, I promise. And tomorrow it'll be a little bit easier. I don't have I have a very simple block in mind. But we're going to do something special with it. Stay down. So this particular set of sessions, this is a good way to try out a bunch of different things. And if they don't work, you know, it's not like you've invested a lot of money into it, or, you know, I don't want to say even a lot of time, because, I mean, we're spending an hour minimum each day working on this. And but it gives you a chance to try out some things to see if it works. Like my attempt at using, you know, multiple layers of fabric. I mean, is it going to work or isn't it going to work? We'll find out. But at least if I've messed it up, you know, I haven't lost a lot. It's one block. Okay, we're going to pin this one. Here, turn just a little bit more. Y'all, thank you for hanging with me. I know we're getting kind of late. Hopefully I'm not intruding on anybody's dinner time. even though my family's probably wondering where the food's at. Because we try to eat early if we can. Last night before bedtime, I was so hungry. I mean, I was so hungry. I actually cooked myself up a hot dog in the microwave and ate it on a tortilla roll. Go figure. Alrighty, let's see. Make sure I get this started right. As you can tell, I have not been pulling up the thread, but because it's a stop-start with chain piecing, I really don't need to do that. Not with this piece. It's going really smoothly. A lot of fabric to get through. Ooh. All right. All right, while we're getting to the end of this, does anybody have any questions or comments? Just Cutie Pie's dinner, yeah. He's got to have his dinner, you know. Okay. And this is mine. Let me iron it real quick. Again, you're going to need to iron these open. I'm just going to kind of give it a quick iron down the seam. Okay, iron it down. There you go. And that's what it looks like. And of course you have your edges ready for adding on to your next block as well. And hopefully this is 12.5 by 12.5. That's the size that we were aiming for today. And let me just do a quick measure of that. Yeah. It's a little bit off on the edges, but that's pretty normal to have just a little bit extra on the edges. But normally I would have a lot more on the edges or a lot less. Like I said, my seams sometimes really suck. But I did good today. And I hope you guys enjoyed this particular one. I promise tomorrow's will not be as lengthy, but we will do something special with it so that it's a little bit different than a normal traditional block. We're going to be doing a traditional block. But I will give you the cutting instructions by 10 o'clock tonight-ish. Last night was about 10:30, but I really was dragging my butt last night. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I had a great time. I think it looks great. I can't wait to see what everybody posts. Oh, thank you, Susan. She says I'm a natural. I don't know about that, but it's a lot of fun working on it. It's a lot of fun trial and error. If you have any comments, remember to post them. Don't forget to share. And I can't wait to see your blocks. This one is beautiful. I was so excited to do it. I just knew there was a lot of little parts on it, and I was hoping that I would keep you guys without losing you on this one. But I can't wait to see what you got. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow for our 7th session. We are up to 7, which means if you're going to stop at 12, we only have 5 more blocks to go, right? Cool. But I am going to go till 20, and after 20, then we'll start something else. So kind of keep something in the back of your mind of what you would like to do. I have an idea of something, but it's still kind of rolling around in my head, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, Bella. You guys stay safe. Remember to wear your mask when you're out. And if you need any, Bella is helping. She keeps a steady supply of them going. So if you need any, or you know someone that needs them, have contact Bella, or you can contact any one of us if you're in need. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Love you guys. Mwah.